What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Gabbie Hanna situation. So I've actually been kind of following along with this for like the past 24, 48 hours or so. And my honest opinion is that the situation only seems to be getting worse. And I want to talk about it today. So without further ado, I'm going to show some of the various TikToks that she's uploaded to her TikTok account within the past 24, 48 hours, and then we can reconvene and discuss.
Hey TikTok, hey Gen Z, I got a question for you, because I can't sleep, but I can see. Why are you so accepting of the idea of dissociative identity disorder, where little kids decide that they can switch personalities whenever they want, and they all have different names and wear different clothes, and they have their own little room in the house that you built in your mind, and here's how you get to it. I feel like someone else now. Did you fucking meditate and create something with your imagination? It's almost as if you create your own reality. And because you don't have faith in God, and because you didn't just say, God, I'm kind of fucking scared, I believe in you. Will you please only allow me to see what you want me to see? Please only allow me to hear the truth. Please give me clarity. I'm the smartest person in the world and on the planet. Mommy and Daddy, thank you. When I was a kid, I had a knife held to my throat, and I prayed to God, and He saved me.
So what you just witnessed there on her TikTok account, I honestly, genuinely believe is a cry for help. Right off the rip, we hear how she's having trouble sleeping. She's expressing this real, raw, emotional pain she's going through. She's asking Jesus for help. And to me, that illustrates that this young woman she's been through some shit. She's experiencing some shit. And she really needs help. She's recently come out and told her fan base that she suffers from bipolar disorder, which can be characterized by episodes of what are called mania, where picture is just like you're on cloud nine. You know, you feel like you're the best of the best, you're the shit. And she actually illustrates that in her TikToks that I've seen, some in which I even showed. She talks about how she's the smartest person alive. She feels like she has this great connection with God, and she just speaks with this like conviction, you know, like she almost gives off this like prophetic vibe. Like she feels that she's a prophet, and she's even come out and kind of like bashed people for not believing in God. She actually kind of makes a mockery of mental health even. You know, she has these spikes where she's on top of the world and things are great. She's laughing, she's singing, she's dancing. And then she kind of crashes and has these almost like I said, prophetic statements about how, you know, God can only save you and you're nothing without God, and your mental illness is due to the fact that you don't believe in God and that it's your fault. And she expresses that she feels all this pain and she feels she's a victim of that. And honestly, that's very characteristic of bipolar disorder. And so here's the facts of the situation. A lot of people, despite the fact that she's quite literally experiencing her own form of hell, you know, this psychotic break where she can't really differentiate from reality. She's really on top of the world 1 minute and in extreme mental pain the next. People are giving her a really hard time. You know, watching her TikToks, you can come across a lot of really questionable things that are being said, you know, some things that are insensitive, like I mentioned, you know, kind of downplaying mental illness and blaming others for their struggles. She's even said some things that are like honestly borderline racist, and a lot of people are coming at her. And here's my kind of thought or my analysis of the situation, if you will. So she has a pretty big platform. She has like I think it's like 7.5 million followers on TikTok. And so obviously when you have that big of a platform, you need to be more mindful of what you're saying, the message, and how you're delivering that message. But at the same time, again, she's experiencing what seems to be a psychotic break. And so she literally, all reasoning in her head has gone completely out the window. And a lot of people are really giving her a hard time about that. And I get it, mental illness does not excuse you for being a bad person, for saying really hurtful and sensitive things. But at the same time, people need to understand that at the core of all of this, at the core of her situation, she's still a human being. She's going through a lot of pain and she's trying to find her way through this life. And people need to be more understanding of that. I think, people should be called out on their bullshit. That's 100% facts. But at the same time, people need to understand she's a human being. And I think the first priority should be that, someone get her help, whether it be family members, friends, even us as just, kind of sideline dwellers, maybe be a little bit more supportive, be a little bit more understanding, a little bit more loving. And honestly, that's hard because a lot of people don't understand how, debilitating mental illness can be. We're not all qualified to help people through that, especially with the stigmatization that there is with the whole topic of mental illness. A lot of people just simply don't understand. They mock it. And I think a great way to help her, and it's small, it really is small, but I feel, we need to, work towards removing that stigma that mental illness is a bad thing or it's taboo and shouldn't be talked about. Because if you really think about it, a mental illness is just like any sort of other physical ailment. You know what I mean? Like if you have cancer, if you have any sort of, life-threatening disease, mental health, the damage to your mental processes and your reasoning and all that should be treated just as a physical ailment, in my opinion. It's really scary to think about everything that's happened. Like she's got hundreds of videos on her TikTok and she's talking about how, 1 minute she's on top of the world. She's the smartest person alive. She's like this prophet. She has this like mentality that, what she's saying is fact. And if you disagree with her, you're wrong. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, she's talking about this raw emotion and this raw pain she's experiencing. She talks about how she had like a knife held up to her throat. She's been physically in danger. She even like invited someone into her home, a complete stranger. And thank goodness nothing bad happened there. But her like people, when their mental state is in the right state, I guess, we have a tendency to protect ourselves, right? We try to find comfort, pleasure, and avoid pain, right? And so her thought process is completely out of whack. And I think that's evident by the fact that she really doesn't seem to care at all about this reckless behavior she has. She's putting herself in potential harm, and she's kind of just laughing and singing and dancing 1 minute, and then kind of coming to that realization the next that she really is in a lot of pain. And like I said earlier in the video, I honestly think she is calling out for help. And like I mentioned, she has kind of done some things that kind of split the community a little bit. She does kind of have insensitive, borderline racist comments. Again, kind of shitting on other people with mental illness. But again, I honestly think that's the disassociation there in her brain. But a lot of people are actually making the claim. This is what really pisses me off. This really upsets me as someone who's looking to go into mental health for a career, is that a lot of people are saying that she is faking this bipolar disorder, this disassociation, basically for clicks and for views. And I have a couple problems with that. One, mental illness and the pain she's experiencing and the potential harm she could put herself in is far more important than clicks and views. This is a serious situation. And so honestly, we as on watchers, we really can't afford to assume that. We have to take this very seriously. Those in her life need to take this very seriously. And again, we just need to be more loving. Because not only that, but I'm pretty confident that with such a high following, like I said, 7.5 million people, she really doesn't need, the attention. You know what I mean? Like, she's doing totally fine, despite, a fake, I guess, bipolar episode. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel she would personally fake something like this, because the exposure she's getting from it, I feel like she'd kind of have regardless, because she does have quite a following. I think my kind of last little input here I'd like to give is, when it comes to mental health, please, please, please take it seriously. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all struggling through life, and sometimes we need help. And these people that are going through this, because of the stigma in this country and the pain that they're experiencing, they might not be able to or ready to seek the help they need. And we just need to stand by and be more understanding, more patient, more loving. And I really hope at the end of the day, despite all the controversy, that this woman gets the help she deserves. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I just wanted to make a video on it and get my thoughts out there and encourage everyone, that if someone's hurting in your life, please reach out, man. Like, it's just, that's a human life that you could really influence for the better. And, again, I just hope she gets the help she deserves. But thank you so much for watching the video. If you do like the video, please leave a like, rating, subscribe to the channel for more content and commentaries just like this. And until next time, guys, this is Runter. Later.